Alright, so last week I had a new release called Skatching Boxes. It was my first release on a label. It's not just me and my brother. It was released by this cool guy from France who does this label for interesting things called Fault. And this is how I made Skatching Boxes. So it was made by this thing. It's called a Sketch Box. These were made by a friend of my grandfather, and this is the only one my grandfather made himself. So it has a bunch of stuff from the hardware stores. You can see you have like washers, some like rods, this thing which I don't think came from hardware stores, some sandpaper, notably a comb which was trimmed in that way, and for those contact mics it went to this mixer which then went through this, which I didn't really use, and then down to the delay pedal. And so on the second track I had the feedback turned up to like there. On the first one it was about there, so for this demonstration we'll put it in the middle. And also on the first track use this loop pedal, and then it goes to the mini mixer and then out the speaker. So anyway, the process here was I took one of these. It's just like a little metal stick, and you just stroke it pretty much and it makes interesting sounds. And so those are some of the sounds that you would get from it. I'm not gonna get everything, but... And this one, that was a cool one. There's some Velcro. This thing, which I kind of destroyed while making it. And then there's this thing right here, which is a comb that is big cut, like that. And so when you stroke it, it sounds like this. So each one of those is a different pitch when you do this with it. There's some screws in there, and some zip ties, those are fun. And then there's also this thing, which I got a lot of use out on the first track, and which is a bunch of grooves. If you look real closely, my phone will focus. Yeah, as you can see, there's a bunch of grooves in there, and so when you went across it, and then there's also this one, which I didn't get as much use out of because it didn't really make as much of a sound given it had no grooves. There's a much more subtle sound to it. But that's not all I did. It was most of what I did, but it's not all I did. I also used this thing with my other hand. I was doing this with two hands, but I'm holding my phone with the other one, so I can't really demonstrate it that way. And did about the same thing, but you get a slightly different sound from it, and these things break a lot, unlike the metal thing. And there are also two more things I did. So on the second track, about 7 minutes in, I decided to get out these novelty beads from like the fair or something that I had to give out to kids. And just do this, and then yeah. So this one, like really loud part, it's probably what I'm doing. And also around then, the second track, my dad, he used to collect half dollars, and so I have a bunch of half dollars sitting in this little cup over here, and so then I just do this. And so that's about how I made Skatching Boxes. You can also do it on Fault. If you like this kind of noisy, free improvisation stuff, yeah, and to go check out the other stuff on Fault. It's really cool. And that's about all I have to say. Yep.